The Human Trafficking Secretariat in the Kingdom is working closely with their South African counterpart in an effort to pay a visit to the alleged trafficked Swazis in South Africa. The head of the Human Trafficking Secretariat in the Kingdom, Nompumelelo Lukele, says they are in constant communication with their South African counterparts with regard to the alleged trafficked Swazis in South Africa. Lukele explains whether they have received authentic documentation that speaks to the nationality of the victims. She also shed some light on what are they doing as far as going to South Africa to see the victims.
We are working on that with our counterparts in South Africa. It is not an easy process. It is very involving. For example, some of the issues that need to be dealt with are issues of verification of these alleged Swazi victims. Are these indeed Swazi victims? This is going to be done through the Swaziland Embassy in South Africa, and this will be done by the government of South Africa. We're also engaging them to see when all the stakeholders concerned will be available so that we can meet them as well as the Swaziland team. We are also looking at how they may be returned home as and when the time comes, which time cannot be preempted at this point in time, particularly because there are a number of investigations that are ongoing and there are a number of other issues that the South African government needs to deal with to put the matter to finality. We have also been advised that the government of South Africa is working on the statements of these concerned and the numbers are likely to increase. On another note, we have been further advised that these people are kept at a place of safety and they are being taken care of. What we should take note of as well is that when dealing with these issues, we are governed by the international instruments and local legislation of that country in question. The international instruments herein are the United Nations Convention Against Transnational and Organized Crime, which has two protocols. One protocol deals with trafficking in persons, whilst the other deals with smuggling of migrants. In terms of those international instruments, where victims are identified, they are to be kept in suitable places. Now, such places are to ensure the safety of the victims, which means victims are not to be exposed in terms of where they are, in terms of identification, or any form of description which may reveal their true identity and that may reveal information as to where they are from. We are also bound by the legislation of South Africa, which is the one that is to be applied in this case, as it is the country with the jurisdiction over the matter. What we are doing as Swaziland is to be in constant communication with them, find out if the Swazis are still in good health, find out if the case is proceeding in court, and what arrangements are being made to ensure that the case continues as expected.
For Swazi TV News, I'm Linton Kule in Babane.